Ito ba ay sa Batcave ba? Oo, kay Commissioner Gordon.
Actually, nagugulat pa rin.
Oh my God! It really works!
Yes, it does.
Akala ko ano lang siya, display.
Everything here works.
Unang-una may landline kayo.
I mean, di ba?
It's really working.
Questionable na sellout ngayon, pero walang poster dito.
So
This works. This is an amplifier.
amp yan.
Yes, amplifier siya. Yung speakers are still being made.
Oh.
Oo, pero ito muna yung ginagamit. So, it amplifies yung maliliit na tunog, electronic sound, into something that can be transmitted sa here. And this one powers it, and this one controls it.
Okay, so thank you for forgetting to introduce myself. So I'm Carl and I'm with Tats. He's a musician. So I've always wanted to pry into the mind of somebody who's into music because, ano yan, parang maraming taong gusto maging musician pero hindi lahat ng tao ay musicians. So now, in a while, I want to get into this collection of his. But in the meantime, I just want to talk to him first. Gaano ka-importante yung music growing up sa'yo?
Super important.
And what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Honestly, boomer music.
Which
As
is
in
the
mga-
generation you mean? Boomer.
Yes, baby boomer music.
Which is?
I don't know, mga from 1955 to I think would be 85. Yung 30 years na yun kasi
Anong klase music yun?
lahat na nandun kasi musical omnivore yung parents ko. And my parents, they're very weird. I love them, but they're very weird. And the way they communicate would be, if they can't explain something, usually gagawin nila, play sila ng music. And sasabihin nila sa akin, ito yung nararamdaman ko.
Talaga it's really your parents that taught you into music?
I think yes. Major factor siya kasi I grew up in like, magutom na, basta may speakers yung tatay ko. Kasi dahil ganun yung dad ko, very natural for me to be fascinated by instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And
Your dad also plays an instrument?
No.
He doesn't.
Wait. Rudimentary guitar. Like yung masabi. Intro voice.
Basta he can play, he can carry a tune, kumbaga, sa guitar.
Magaling siya mag-plucking. Kasi self-styled folk enthusiast siya nung bata siya. Pero ayun, kaya at saka marami akong instruments na i-attempt i-play.
Talaga? Besides guitar?
Besides the guitar, kasi yun nga, so yung initial fascination. So, yung una kong in-attempt is piano. Piano. Kasi yung yung cousin ko, may piano sila. Tapos may dumarating na teacher.
Instructor, yes. So, uso nga yun nung araw.
Diba? Uso yun dati. So, parang piano ako, tapos sabi nila puta daw yung instructor. So, sige, pag bisita ako ng weekend, pagkita ko matandaan yung instructor, natakot ako. Hindi ako ageist pero mukhang legit na
Gusto mo ba shake sana?
Na mistap. Hindi, parang may pat-pat na parang...
Sige, since may background ka ng piano, would you say na kasi this is what they always say. Ang knowledge in piano daw is a good foundation for other instruments.
I wouldn't. No, again, natakot ako.
Hindi ka
Kasi parang naglaho nun, tapos I tried drums. Hindi ako ganun katalino para mag-drums. Kasi this shit needs to be independent of this and your foot. So, hindi rin. Until finally, may guitar. Tapos, nakaka-produce ako ng tunog. And then, tuloy-tuloy.
At what age is this?
Siguro, I think, around 13 na ako.
Kasi nga hindi ko lang yung nag-play ng music, diba?
Actually, hindi. Tatlo kami.
Wow. So it really runs in the family. I'm just trying to get the foundation nga kasi parang...
It runs in the family yung yung parang ginagamit na tool yung music to interpret life.
It helped na parang may support system ka when it comes to music. Kasi can you imagine being into music tapos nobody else in the family is?
I think yes, it helped na maging inclined ako to do music. Kasi andun yung fascination ng magulang ko. Very, very, very big na.
So it's always
fan.
been encouraged also
Yes, oo.
for you to get it, like even as a career.
Actually, yes.
Talaga?
Honestly, yes.
Kasi, di ba the usual story is parang the child wants to get into music tapos the parents would discourage it.
Yes,
Sa inyo baligtad.
Sa akin baligtad, kasi nung sinabi ko na mga siguro like 4 or 5 years into being a professional
Hindi
musician.
tayo gumagalaw ko.
Sinasabi ko sa dad ko, uy, parang gusto ko mag-day job. Tapos yung tatay ko, kasi talaga sinita
Ano ang age?
mga around mga 22 ako, 21.
You were in college.
Ha?
College ka na nito.
Hindi, I left school, di ba?
Eh kaya nga, so you wanted a day job.
Nung mga around, yun nga, 22, 23, sabi ko parang, I want a day job. Tapos parang siya, hindi, sinit down ako. Kasi yung life mo, you've been practicing since you were 13. Baliktad!
Wait. You were in a band,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wanted a day job. As in like an office job.
Oh.
Wow. Hindi kasi ganito po yan. Actually, blockmates kami ni Tats, we've been batchmates ever since prep, I guess. But we never really got to talk to each other, di ba? Parang we knew of each other, but we never really had a conversation until college.
Yeah.
Blockmates kami sa com. Tapos suddenly parang it was second year.
Second year. Mga third year. Going to third year.
Bigla nilang nawala na si Tats. Tats, where are you?
Yeah, man.
Tapos next thing we know, what were you doing then? Guitars or bass?
Yeah, I played guitars for Tropical
He
Depression.
was playing guitars for Tropical Depression. Para po sa mga batang nanonood, Tropical Depression. Sige, I look for a bio or a music video of theirs, so I'll link it down below so that you know.
Isa sila sa mga classic 90s bands.
Hindi na classic. I think they were also one of the
Biggest.
and pillars when it comes to reggae, diba?
Yes.
Reggae here in the Philippines, so they were really a big thing. So they were playing at places like Saimaka. I mean, Saimaka pa nga, it's not really a big deal for them. So,
but I think at their peak na daanan nila yung the usual circuit na Mayrix, Club Dread until they were regional tours na. Nung pumasok ako, I think I replaced the guitar player. Ano na sila, they were really doing good sa mga provincial tours.
so you were part of that band. How was it? At how old were
I was like 18, 19.
Kasi college nga tayo.
Kaya nga, oo nga.
I won't give the year na lang para I won't date So,
And
isipin nyo na lang last year lang yun.
So it links back to this trip ko yung boomer music. Kasi yung
because they were sobrang
they were older than me. Parang, actually may novelty things siguro sila nakita sa akin na here was yung teenager na to who was playing really really old licks and mga old style of playing music.
So sila Papa Dom, were they as old as your parents?
Papa Dom po yung
naman. Frontman nung...
So
how was it? Playing in a band at 18.
At 8.
Not in school.
At
you were in school, so...
it convinced me enough na to leave school. And
Kaya
and pupunta na naman dito na yung dad ko parang, sige, rockstar ka na ko! Wow, rockstar siya! So parang hindi wala man lang resistance. Like,
may pride pa nga eh.
May pride pa. Parang may tour sa Cebu. Tapos sabi ko sa dad ko, Dad, magtutour kasi sa Cebu yung band. Pero pwede ba akong leave sa school?
Pumunta ka sa Cebu. At first, pinapagsabay mo yung school at saka yung band.
Oo, kasi mga mga session and mga like club gigs lang. And then, ayun nga, dumating na may tour na. Tapos yun, sabi ko, Dad, di magpahinga ka muna sa school, tuloy mo lang yan. Baliktad yun, Dad.
Kapag sinanong sa'yo ni Nancy, can I stop school and just be in a band? Ano sasabihin mo?
Yes, kasi pandemic ngayon eh. Malamang sa bahay ka lang.
Bakit homeschooling pa rin din?
Homeschooling ka lang,
So, since we can't, like demo the music, how was life in a band? Compared to coming from school,
Kasi sa blast. Kunyari, compared to school?
Namin ni Tats, Jesuit school, kami sobrang striktong Diyos ko Lord. Tapos, para kang bigla nakawala.
Yes. Nakawala. Oo. Ang favorite nila nun na gawin is basagin si Tats. As in, kasi nga halos parang novelty ako dahil bata ako.
Catholic schoolboy.
Catholic schoolboy. Kasi biglang reggae with everything that yung genre na yun connotes.
Of
Diba? With being connected with God through
Where's your
dreadlocks
line?
and sacred plants.
Sacred plants.
And with that, this is very mild kung sa reggae point of view. Pero anyway, so yun, it was a blast. Kasi parang, kung mahilig ako sa coming of age movies, literal coming of age.
Almost Famous nga yung naalala ko dun eh.
Literal coming of age. Kasi,
Although groupie sa Almost Famous
No.
musician.
so nung time na yun, parang dumadaan lang siya sa akin. Pero looking back at it, it was a really good time.
How
Lalo na
much
that
of
age.
it was about the music and how much of it was about the lifestyle?
Ayun, I think a majority of it para sa akin was the music. I was never late.
Wow!
Weird, diba? Tapos, I liked rehearsals and everything. Pero nakikita, nung point na yun, na nakikita ko na bigla na ako na-disillusion nung nakikita ko na yung lifestyle. Baliktad.
Baliktad nga talaga. Kasi yung parang the conjecture that I was trying to get into is kasi parang I have a lot of younger people also watching kasi parang I'm trying to help them nga kasi parang some of them are into arts or into like, parang kasi it's discouraged diba usually here in the Philippines, parang wala kang you won't earn a lot if you're into arts like music.
Yung usual na sinasabi kasi is parang huwag kang mag-music, walang pera dyan.
Yes.
Na for me, siya, out of context siya, or hindi siya the full na katotohanan.
Why?
There is money in music, but you have to
Work hard.
Number one, work hard. There has to be a certain work ethic. And there has to be, may reality na you have to be at least in the top 5% nung skill level. Not only dun sa instrument mo, pati dun sa songwriting mo, and honestly networking, and coupled with luck.
I was going to ask that a musician has to be able to make his own music or pwedeng he just plays music? Kasi not all musicians, di ba, compose, di ba? Parang you have other members of the band.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's a question, actually.
Sige, kung music as a livelihood, I think
You should be able to make music.
you should be able to make music if you want na to have legacy and to have a certain level of comfort. Kasi once you have a hit single, you have gigs. And there's also a route na you become a session musician, a studio musician. And kahit sa dalawang panda na yun, you have to be at the topmost level to earn. And nung time na yun, as I was into music, into bands, and looking at the lifestyle, naging self-aware ako na, wait.
This was early 20s, right?
Yes, this was early 20s. And it threw me in for a loop. Talagang na-depress ako and everything. Kasi, I think I was a very, very capable guitar player. Pero kung yung skill level ko, to make it a livelihood, kulang. Marunong pala ako, hindi pala ako magaling.
Wow!
Pero yun, I was a very, very capable guitar player. Pero for me to make that my livelihood, kulang pa. And siguro may din to.
Pardon, hindi siya pang rockstar level na...
Yes, especially sa konteksto ng Pilipinas, sa konteksto ng pinanggalingan mo.
What age should you start?
Well, professionally, 18, 19.
So, paano yun? So, is it really encouraged for people to like do school and do music at the same time?
I think iba yung konteksto ng panahon na yon sa panahon ngayon. Kasi right now, I think with the wealth ng knowledge sa YouTube and yung nagmura na yung means of production, I think pwede mong pagsabayin and yung distribution because of the digital age, andun na. I think kayang-kaya. Pero I would question it as a means to provide for yourself.
But only for yourself, diba? You can't hope to provide for a family at that age, diba? Or kaya naman.
Nung the time I was playing, kaya yun kung ako lang. Kaya
Sige.
yun.
How did you get into the band? How did they meet you? How did it happen?
Okay. Kasi
Going back to that.
Going back to yung obsession ko with boomer music. Kasi sa boomer music, din yun may tinatawag na jam. So, in order for you to get into a jam, you just need to learn scales. You just really need, syempre, kailangan ano na yun eh. Establish na yun, you need to practice your instrument. Pero, because I was, well-versed enough dun sa instrument, kahit saan mo ko ilagay na
Meaning guitar. Well,
the guitar, kahit saan mo ko ilagay, I can play along, like, instantly. I just need to know yung key.
Kahit saan, meaning genre?
Kahit anong genre nun.
Wow.
And I can play lead doon sa whatever, what have you. At that time, I think rusty na ako. So one day, one day, and this links up to again.
Rusty na siya.
And one day, this links again to sa dad ko. Yung dad ko, for a while, was a manager of 70s bistro.
The one in Anonas?
Yeah, so for, I don't know, for a year, half a year. Tapos, dinala niya ako sa gig ng Tropical. And he knows yung
Si Papa Dom.
Si Papa Dom. Tapos, for some odd reason, hindi ko na matandaan kung na-late yung guitar player or he never showed up.
Wow!
Parang baptism, trial by fire.
Anak, ikaw muna?
So, nag-soundcheck sila, tapos sabi ni Papa Dom, bigyan ka, di ba? Halika, soundcheck tayo. And then I ended up playing the whole set. Tapos parang, tumitingin lang ako sa keyboards or sa bass player. Na parang, ano yung chords?
Oh, you think that's talent na already? You're just too modest to actually say it.
Oo, pero yun nga.
Not everybody, not a lot of people.
Siguro nandun na, yun nga, I was a capable guitar player. Pero,
more than capable, kasi isipin mo soundcheck tapos dire-diretso na.
Well, pwede naman. Pero yun the point I was making kanina. I was capable, pero if you want to make a comfortable living out of it, you have to be more than capable.
You mean if you wanna be like, sobrang filthy rich out of it?
Hindi naman filthy rich nga, as in to make a decent, comfortable living, supporting a family with it.
Pero kasi can you imagine, you were classically trained, kasi di ba may mga conservatory pa?
I had none of that.
Bakit hindi ka nag-conservatory? Why did you take up comm?
Ba't nga ba? Kasi nung unang-una, iniisip ko na gusto ko sa akin lang siya.
Yes, I can relate to that.
Kumbaga yung music na to, akin lang to, I want it to be my personal journey. And kung yung mentor, ayoko sana na school kasi alam ko na yung school, structured yan. So I took up comm kasi aside from being
Kusan ho kami blockmates.
fan ng guitar, I was a big fan of pop culture then.
So from playing in a band, the next time I saw you was
in advertising.
Yes, in advertising. Kung saan nag-meet tayo kasi you were with my office mate.
Yes. Hey, Tanya.
Yes. Shout out to Tanya. Yes. So next thing I knew, you were already a sound engineer.
Yeah. You leap from that to that. Sige.
So from playing in a band, making music in a band setup, to being a sound engineer for advertising. So, fill in the gap. What brought you there?
Actually,
Di ba you were asking your dad if you could have a day job? Was that, palit tayo para may dilaw ka. Wala kang dilaw dyan eh. Dito ka.
Yeah, so, may moment na I was, asking yung dad ko kung kailangan ko ba ng day job. Pero, nag-dissipate pa yun. Kasi na-convince pa rin ako ng tatay ko na
ituloy mo lang
yan. So, tinuloy ko naman. Kasi nangyari doon, may bandmate ako, session drummer namin before na siya yung legit na kailangan ng trabaho. Kasi he wanted to support a child. Anak.
Session drummer.
So sabi niya, samahan mo naman ako, mag-apply ako. So ako, sige, prepare din ako ng resume. Tapos sumama ako sa kanya, tapos syempre, the musician siya, ang next inclination niya to go to studios and give yung resume. So, ako din, as a goof, okay, bigay ng resume. And then, ang nangyari, nung pinapakita na sa amin where we will be working, iba yung niya, parang pinapakita yung tracks, tapos pinapakita yung mga, kung ano yung each and every element ng music. Parang na love at first sight ako doon sa editing.
Tapos na siya tumuloy.
Yes. Hindi siya nakuha.
Ganyan din nangyari sa akin eh, di ba? Kami dalawa ni Hans, tingin-tingin kami sa advertising, siya may gusto.
Okay.
Ako tumagal ako ng how many years? So,
nabudol
sa how
ka.
many months lang. So, ganun din nangyari. So, ikaw yung pumuli sa advertising.
Oo.
I love, what about, not a lot of people actually understand what you do as a sound engineer. It actually sounds fancy, no? Sound, just engineer. When you hear engineer, kasi usually we associate to engineering or to building a structure. What does a sound engineer does? What does a sound engineer do? What does a sound engineer do?
Okay, so, well, I can only comment sa advertising post kasi nandun ako. Isipin mo, I would like to think of it as every week or every day, meron akong 30-second story to tell or 30-second albums. And then I'm in charge of each and every musical element or an audio element. So,
sound talaga.
yeah, so I record the VO, the announcers, the generic name. Ayun, dun yung marirecord
How
ko.
much of it is creative? Because of course you're already given a script, you have a producer. How much of it comes from your creativity?
I think honestly a good half. Kasi yung creativity, kung i-limit mo lang siya sa novelty, like thinking up of new sounds or thinking up of a theme, linimit mo na mismo yung definition ng creativity. Kasi once you're in post, since you're in charge of all yung mga tunog na yun, there's also creativity in putting it together quickly.
Yes.
There's also creativity in knowing yung tunog that goes well with something. Like for example, if you have a sound effect of a bell, yung ting, that thing cannot conflict with the key.
Or
music.
how happy things sounds.
Yeah, how
Nasa podcast po yung isang friend din niya na kakilala ko rin. He was talking about yung the producer wanted him. They were making an ad for
pig
feeds. Tapos sabi na, can you just put in can you just put in sound effects sa pig na so, ano yung tunog ng happy na pig?
Natatandaan ko, binunod ko yung isa kong office mate na gawa ka naman ng very poker face. Gawa ka naman masayang baboy yun, record kita.
Nagawa niya?
So tapos siya, parang,
if you're a musician, is it viable to do these things like sound engineering?
yes, definitely.
And it's fulfilling for a musician?
Yes. Oo.
Kasi parang usually di ba, parang sila sell out. When we were younger, yun yung tingin nila sa mga tao, sell out. Kapag from music to something commercial like this. And literally you got into commercials. What do you feel about that?
Okay. Sige, number one, i-unpack natin yung sell-out. I think it's a very, boomer concept, yung sell-out.
Gen X
Bob Dylan.
Gen
X
X
ba? Bob Dylan, ibibenta na yung catalog niya for 300 million.
Gen X ang sell-out, feeling ko. Yung anti-sell-out, Gen X yun.
Ganun ba?
Ang boomers naman talagang business eh. Diba?
So, I think yun, number one, yung sell-out, parang na-outlive niya na yung konteksto niya. And how do I parang reconcile yung ginagawa ko doon sa passion ko nung bata ako. Sige, I think din naman I'm still an artist, I'm still a creator, but I'm an artist in a business setting. Kumbaga yung I think it's the same creative process, I think it's the same balance between demands ng reality sa'yo versus yung output mo. Pero nag-iba lang yung paintbrush mo and yung canvas mo. And yung platform mo tinatayuan mo. Kasi at the same time na at the same breath you can say na sell out because there's honestly money in doing audio for advertising. Ang hindi nila nakikita is, it's one of the surefire ways of distribution. As in, ako kinikilig pa rin ako.
Ano yung pinaka-proud kang ad na nagawa mo during the pandemic na lang this year?
During the pandemic,
I think sound engineer ka for it. Dali, para link it down below.
Sige.
Sorry,
pre-pandemic siya.
Sige,
and ito funny thing is, hindi na ako sound engineer dito. I was actually an audio producer for this.
So, ano yung difference ng audio producer sa sound engineer? Sound engineer, siguro talaga yung audio producers parang mas management, diba?
Yes, mas project management siya. And this was one of yung mga unang works ko doing that. And it's an RC called Tennis for Belo. And
Nasa YouTube ba yan?
Yes.
Radio commercial.
Yes.
Sige. Pero sige, link pa rin natin yung RC for Belo. Which is this? Anong RC to?
Tennis, yung pangalan niya.
Tennis, pero anong product? Ay, sige, parang we're not trying to promote the product. Sige, fine.
Belo, baka naman.
O sige, before we end, because, ang format natin ay, is this feeling ko mas madami ka pang collection dun this, no?
Yep, meron pa ako sa...
Office.
Wait, meron akong ano...
Ano?
Shit, may nabubunyag dito. Meron pa akong mga plaka sa bahay. Sorry.
What song saved your life?
Yun. Ang
What
marami.
song? Hindi,
Sobrang
just
dami.
give me one song lang.
One song?
Oo.
Out of the top of my
Pero
head.
dito ba siya?
Oh, sige, actually, kahit
Oo.
ano. Sige. Sige, eto blind drag tingnan natin. Ay, wow!
Ano yan?
Yes.
Alam mo eh.
Hindi eh. Kasi blind drag nga eh.
Ano yan?
Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin 3. Yes, oo.
How did Led Zeppelin?
Sorry. Oh yan, actually may story pa din. Sorry, gusto ko lang pakita to. Kasi...
Ang ganda ng mga album art.
Actually, isa yun sa
Ito yung nakakamiss ngayon because of the digital age. Wala ngayon yung mga album art like before. Meron pa rin, pero
Ayan di ko alam kung nakikita pero pwede mo siyang...
Ay!
Ayun, nagpapalit-palit siya.
So which particular song? Because my question is, which song saved your life? Which particular song saved your life?
Sige, di na natin dito sa
Ang random.
Random, kahit ano. Kasi alam ko tong album na to. Actually, may dalawang panalo dito. It's, Since I've Been Loving You. It's a blues song.
Blues.
Oo, hanggang ngayon natatandaan ko pa rin yung intro niya.
We'll link it down below, hahanapin ko.
Since I've Been Loving You.
Since I've Been Loving You.
Oo, sobrang hirap niya na guitar part. And sobrang parang umiiyak yung gitara and at the same time sobrang sexy niya. Natatandaan ko na nung learning the guitar, napupuyat ako dito. Tapos umabot sa point na more than the effort of learning the song, I used it na lang to take my mind off things.
Do you like listening to yourself as you play the instrument?
Actually, yes. May mga cassette recordings ako of me playing badly at first. Oo. Tapos tinitingnan ko lang. Tapos parang...
Hindi, as you play it, kasi I want to get into the journey.
Ay, hindi ako yung
Paano ba? Why do you play music? Just like, parang let it out into the world, or do you actually enjoy listening to it as you play it?
Siguro iba-iba, pero para sa akin, I don't think nagkaroon ako ng yung parang sa salamin,
Hindi naman, just listening naman.
Oo. Ako, I genuinely enjoyed listening and I genuinely enjoyed learning.
If you were going to listen to one album forever, here's a collection mo.
Okay. Dali lang.
Madali lang? Ano yan?
Steely Dan, Greatest Hits.
I have to admit na I'm not aware.
Kasi, andito na, it honest to point, it has everything. Sorry, sobrang idol ko sila. And when I became a sound engineer, yung engineer nito, I think Roger Nichols. Am I right?
Oh my God. Ano
Yes,
yung difference
guys,
nung naka-vinyl siya?
Sobrang nerd ako.
Ano yung difference nung naka-vinyl siya, let's say, versus papakinggan mo yun sa Spotify?
Spotify. Sige, before I go
Or
to
sige,
that,
YouTube Music.
before I go to that, kaya ito yung Desert Island album ko. Is because, number one, yung
Desert Island album, that's a new term. So, if you're stuck in an island, feeling ko, diba, yun yung dadali mong album. Desert Island, okay, fine.
Dalawa sila, they're very intelligent. Roger Nichols yung sound engineer, and they were named after a sci-fi dildo.
What?
Yes, Steely Dan.
Oh!
Sobrang... Oo. So, sobrang nerds din silang dalawa. And ginagawa nila, they hire the best musicians, session musicians, they hire the best engineers, and then they made music nung 70s. Tapos ito yung greatest hits nila. And si Roger Nichols, idol ko yan, siya yung nagsabi ng, ano yung philosophy mo sa pagsa-sound engineer? Gusto namin malaman kasi your records sound perfect. Ang sabi lang niya, as perfect as humanly possible.
Ano yun? Perfection? Isn't perfection?
Perfectionist siya.
Is perfection
May
objective?
mga
or
stories.
Perfection is subjective, isn't it?
Yes, pero siya din yung nag-pioneer ng drum machine. Kasi naiinis siya ba't daw yung mga drummers hindi
Accurate.
hindi accurate. So ginawa niya, nag-pioneer siya ng drum machine. So, and yung mga to, they're known for having like hundreds of takes.
How
of
many
one
songs does this album have?
I don't know, it's like four discs.
Wow! Eh kaya naman
Sabi mo, di ba? Anong
It's
Kung,
cheating!
kung may isa kang album, po siya. Ito, greatest hits na Steely Dan.
Andaya! What is the best way to enjoy an album?
Album?
Or, sorry, music.
Album na lang. Alone in the dark with the lit candle.
And with a loved one. Ayaw makita niya.
That was a reference Almost Famous. Pero dahil sa sobrang nerd ko, sinubukan ko rin yun. Diba? The Who pa yung album na yun. Tinry ko pakinggan na may kandila. Wala, ano naman. Maganda naman yung album. Pero, bakit plaka? Kasi
Bakit nga plaka?
physical medium and yung ritual involved. Diba yun? First of all, you can hold it, tapos ilalabas mo yung disc, of course, and then you put it in your player. Tapos pagka natapos na yung 4 na kanta, kailangan mong tumayo.
Ah, talaga?
You need to be aware of things.
Do you skip
and
songs
then,
or tuloy-tuloy lang?
sometimes, pero you can, pero sobrang hassle.
Okay.
So, i-experience mo yung buong album, i-flip mo, and then you go back to your sofa or wherever. And then you read the liner notes and you geek out. So it's a 360-degree experience na music.
That's what happens to me when I watch stuff.
So I think more than yung format, listening to music naman talaga sobrang yan. For me, worthwhile endeavor. It informs on your inner life. Pero why vinyl, why get obsessed with a physical object is because it grants you access sa isang ritual na for me slows down time. May painter na ang sinabi niya, I think it was Basquiat. Please correct me. Sabi niya, if art is used to decorate walls, music is used to decorate time. Yep. So
And we have more time than walls.
So if kung gagawin mo na rin lang, 'di ba? Hardcorein mo na. Gawin mo na ng tama. So, if you have the time to really get involved in an endeavor and a worthwhile endeavor like listening to music, yung buong 360-degree ritual of you smelling the paper,
Kasama yung smelling the paper.
Oh, ito. May distinct smell siya. Ito, parang library.
Ang bango nga.
Oo. Pero word of
Nice
caution
smell.
if you kung makuha mo yung plaka mo syempre sa isang garage fire.
Saka hello, di ba?
Wag naman, di
Pandemic,
ba? Wag naman. Again, di ba? Hindi lahat ng addict sa internet susundan ninyo.
Before we end, do you actually see yourself going back to performing?
Yeah. I think kahit 60 na ako. Kahit busking na lang.
Like downstairs and then parang like
Kasi pa din siya meeting point pa din siya. Kumbaga, meeting point pa din siya ng tao and naniniwala pa rin ako na regalo siya yung performing music. And it's one of the purest things kasi you're putting yourself out there, pwedeng magkamali ka, and pwedeng you may not be the best at it, pero
but you like doing it.
Yes, oo. So, purest form siya ng expression.
Okay, let's go. I'll link, you have playlists naman, di ba?
Yeah,
Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So I like them down below if you're curious kung ano yung mga pinapakinggan ngayon ni Tats and if it's like doing. So anyway, I will link your Spotify account. Bahala
Sure,
na, but I'll link it down below if you're curious to know. And yeah, it's been nice. We didn't really snoop that much at your collection.
Oh, we can. Ayan, nandito pa. Sige. Sige, random pick ulit. Random pick.
That.
Ikaw mag-pick, ikaw pumili. Ikaw pumili.
So lahat to may meaning. Walang random na...
Ikaw pumili.
This one because it's green.
Ay!
Hindi ko siya kilala.
Sige. Ay! Kikwento kita about this.
Ay, gusto ko to!
Kikwento kita about that. Sige.
Gusto namin i-play kaso nga lang maka-copyright kami.
Oo. So ito, with a little help from my friends ng The Flaming Lips, gumawa sila ng tribute album gamit yung songs ng Beatles with other artists for charity. Tapos makikita mo dito, wait lang, dito si Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus?
Pero ano siya, pero ang kasama niya, The Flaming Lips.
Kasi si Miley Cyrus is actually the daughter of a
musician.
Di ba? Who's a great musician, di ba?
A Day in the Life. Ginawa nila. Tapos, ang dami, My Morning Jacket. Ito, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. That's Miley Cyrus.
Lucy in the Sky.
Tapos, gusto ko tong plaka na to kasi it's in ano.
Ang ganda. Papakinggan. Magsa-sound trip kami mamaya, guys.
Ayan.
When we're done with wine and everything. But, we can't play it.
And, hindi naman ako yung type ng tao na bibili ng
So lahat po talaga, kapag may
lahat
binili
sila, lahat sila, meron pa ako in storage. Lahat sila,
I'm sure.
may ibig sabihin. Hindi ako yung indiscriminate na bibiling ko to kasi gusto ko aesthetic. So yeah, ano, one more pick.
One more pick?
Kahit ano.
Tapusin. Ito. This looks interesting.
Ay, gusto mo yan Gusto mo yan Baka sa'yo, mas may ibig sabihin.
Bakit? This is quite modern, yeah?
Oh.
Quite modern, yeah. I love to learn.
Puti ba to? Puti ba yung plaka nito? Natatandaan ko kung puti. Puti na ako.
Oh. Love it. So bakit? Why?
Kasi pupunta sila dapat dito, tapos biglang kinancel nila yung punta nila dito.
That's why you bought it? That's the only reason why you bought it?
Ay, hindi. For a time kasi favorite to nung na band ng wife ko. Yung Undercover Martin. Lagi niya ginagamit sa mga videos.
Music tags.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks Tats! Now we're going to hang out, guys. We're going to hang out now. I just really wanted to snoop around this music collection, and I hope you were able to pick up a thing or two about being a
pop culture obsessive.
musician, music enthusiast, fan.
I'm a fan.
Which is more important, being a musician or being a fan?
Sorry for me being a fan. Oo, being a fan. Kasi yung fandom of anything, one of the pinaka-okay na community, purest community, when you share a love of something. Kasi I started out as a fan. Oo, it enriches you, enriches me. Ikaw, marami kang fans! You know how important fandom is!
Hindi, I was thinking na, oo nga, before I started writing, I was also a fan of some writer. It starts with that. Diba?
Yes, oo.
And then, it's not so bad if it ends with that also.
Yes, it doesn't mean a lesser experience siya.
So this has been Carl and this has been Tats. And this has been his collection. Bye!
Mostly lahat to, it's the story of one man's failing battle with addiction to inanimate objects and to pop culture.
Hello.
Ayan.
Hello, mental. Meron po ditong